Listen, she says. I'm listening, I answer, and kiss her chin. Obviously you're not, she says. I kiss her nose and both her eyes. I can do more than one thing at a time, I tell her. Trust me. I kiss her cheeks. You've heard of planting lotuses in a fire, she says. You've heard of sifting gold from sand. You know perfumed flesh and anklets and spirit unadorned take turns at lead and follow, one in action and repose. I kiss her neck and behind her ear. But there are things you need reminded of, she says. So remind me, love, I say. There are stories we tell ourselves, she says. There are stories we tell others. Then there's the sum of our hours death will render legible. I unfasten the top button of her blouse and nibble her throat with more kisses. Go on, I say. I'm listening. You better be, she says. You'll be tested. I undo her second, her third, fourth, the last buttons quickly and lean in to kiss her collarbone. She says, the world is a story that keeps beginning. In it you have lived severally disguised. Bright ash, dark ash, mirror, moon. A child waking in the night to hear the thunder. A traveler stopping to ask the way home. And there's still the butterfly's night sea journey to consider, she says. There are dreams we dream alone. There are dreams we dream with others. Then there's the lilac's secret life of fire, of God accomplished in the realm of change and desire. Pushing my hand away from her breast, she keeps talking. Alone you dream in several colors, blue, wishing, and following the river. In company you dream in several others, the time you don't have, the time left over, and the time it takes. Your lamp has a triple wick, remembering, questioning, and sheltering, made of your heart's and mind's agreement. With it you navigate the two seas, day and everything inside it, night and all that's missing. Meanwhile, I encounter difficulty with her skirt knot, her fingers confounding my progress as she goes on reviewing the doubtful points. There are words we say in the dark. There are words we say in the light, and sometimes they are the same words. From where I've been sitting beside her, I drop to one knee before her. There's the word we give to another. There's the word we keep with ourselves. And sometimes they're the same word. I slip one hand inside her blouse and find her naked waist. My other hand cradles her bare foot, from which her sandal has fallen. A word has many lives. Quarry, the word is game, unpronounceable. Pursuant, the word is judge, pronouncing sentence. Affliction, the word is a thorn, chastising. I nudge her blouse open with my nose and kiss her breastbone. The initiating word embarks, fixed between sighted wings, and said, says, saying. None are the bird, each just moments of the flying. Doubling back, the word is infinite. We circle ourselves, the fruit rots in time, and we're just passengers of our voices. A bird in one ear crying, two, there are two worlds. A bird in the other ear urging, through, be through with this world and that world. Her blouse lapses around her shoulders, and I bend lower to kiss her navel. There are voices that wake us in the morning, she says. There are voices that keep us up all night. I lift my voice and look into her eyes. I tell her, the voices I follow to my heart's shut house say, a member of the late and wounded light enjoined to praise, each attends a song that keeps leaving. Now I'm fondling her breasts and kissing them. Now I'm biting her nipples, not meaning to hurt her. I'm hurting her a little, and for these infractions I receive the gentlest tugs at my ear. She says, all night the lovers ask, do you love me? Over and over the manifold beloved answers, I love you. Back and forth merging, parting, folding, spending. The lovers' voices and the voices of the beloved are the ocean's legion scaling earth's black bell. Their bright crested foam, the rudimentary beginnings of bridges and wings, the dream of flying, the yearning to cross over. Now I'm licking her armpit. I'm inhaling its bitter herbal fumes, savoring its flavor of wood smoke. I've undone the knot to her skirt. Bodies have circled bodies from the beginning, she says. But the voices of lovers are creation's most recent flowers, mere buds of fire nodding on their stalks. In love we see God burns hidden, turning inside everything that turns. And everything that turns, everything is burning. But all burning is not the same. Some fires kindle freedom. Some fires consolidate your bondage. Do you know the difference? I tell her, I want you to cup your breasts in both of your hands and offer them to me. I want you to make them wholly available to me. I want to be granted open liberty to leave many tiny petal-shaped bruises like little kisses all over you. One and one is one, she says. Bear shineth in bear. Think, she says, of the seabirds we watched at dawn wheeling between that double blue above and below them. Defined by gravity they defy. They're the radiant shadows of what they resist, and their turns and arcs in air that will never remember them are smiles on the face of the upper abyss. Their flying makes our inner spaciousness visible, even habitable, restoring us to infinity, we beings of non-being, each so recent a creature and only lately spirits learning how to love. Shrill, their winged hungers fill the attic blue and signal our nagging jeopardy, death's bias, the slope of our lives every minute. I want to hear you utter the sharpest little cries of tortured bliss, I say. Like a slapped whelp, spurt exquisite gasps of delighted pleasure. But true lovers know, she says, hunger vacant of love is a confusion. Spoiling and squandering such fruit love's presence wins. The harvest proves the vine in the hearts of the ones who tend it. Everything else is gossip, guessing at love's taste. The menace of the abyss will be subdued, I say, when I extort from you the most lovely cries and quivering whispered pleas and confused appeals to stop, and more, and harder. To love, she says, for nothing. What birds at home in their sky have dared more? What circus performer, the tent above him, the net below, has risked so much? What thinker, what singer, both trading for immortality? Nothing saves him who's never loved. No world is safe in that one's keeping. We are travelers among other travelers in an outpost by the sea. We meet in transit, strange to each other like birds of passage between a country and a country, suffering from the same affliction of sleeplessness. We find each other in the night while others sleep, and between the languages you speak and the several I remember, we convene at the one we have in common, a language neither of us was born to, and we talk. We talk with our voices, we talk with our bodies. Behind what we say, the ocean's dark shoulders rise and fall all night, the planet's massive wings ebbing and surging. I tell her, our voices shelter each other, figures in a dream of refuge and sanctuary. Therefore, she says, designations of north, south, east, and west, winter, spring, summer, fall, first son, first daughter, second daughter, change, but should correspond to a current picture in the sky. Each of our days fulfills the measures of the spectrum and its great table's rounds. The tables are not round, or not only round. At every corner opposites emerge and you meet yourself. I bow my head, raise her foot to my mouth. The pillared tables make a tower and a ladder. They constitute the altar, the throne, and the crown. The crown is not for your head. The throne is not your seat. The days on which the altar stands will be weighed and named. The days are not days, not the way you might understand days. The altar summons the feast and is an aspect of the host. The smell of her foot makes me think of saddles. I lick her instep. Kiss her toes, kiss her ankle. Don't you kiss my lips with that mouth, she says. Gold bit, I think. Tender spur, I think. I kiss her calves. I kiss her knees. I kiss the insides of her thighs. I'm thinking about her hip bones. I'm tonguing the crease where her thigh and her belly meet. The rounds enclose the dance, she says. The round and the square together determine the dimensions of the arc, she says. The water is rising as we speak. Are you paying attention? She says. 1 and 1 is 2. You and me are 3. A long arithmetic no temporal hand reckons rules galaxies and ants, exact and exacting. Lovers obey, sometimes contradicting human account. The smell of her body mixes with her perfume and makes me woozy. All beings tend toward fire, I say. All beings tend toward fire, saith the fire, she says, correcting me. All beings tend toward water, saith the water. Light, saith the light. Wings, saith the birds. Voice, saith the voiceless. Give up guessing, she says. Give up these frightened gestures of a stooped heart. You've done all your learning with others in mind. You've done all your teaching thinking only of yourself. Saving the world, you oppress people. Abandon educated words and honored acts. I want you to touch me as if you want to know me, not arouse me. And by God, sing. For nothing. Singing is origin, out of that modulated trembling, cosmic and rooted in the primordial quantum and concealed in the temporal, all forms come to be. Each thing, born in the myriad in concert, is one song variously sung. Each thing flourishes by singing and returns to vanish into song. Your body is that whereby song is conducted. Singing is that whereby your body is completed. Singing develops all things. Dying is singing's consummation. Thinking, you remain entangled in the coils of your world. Singing, you marry all possible worlds. You know, from all of your green and branching hours that so soon die unremarked, general and redundant, the hours you sing return to you in true scale and degree. The hours you measure by singing return winged and noted, throated, eyed and whirring-hearted, return red-crested, blue-feathered, black-frocked, striped, spotted, flecked, and fine-boned. But don't stop there. Sing the tree, sing the all, sing the lot of your time, and uncover the body of the word, the compass of compasses. Sing change and the principle of wings, the laws of seeing and hearing, rising and falling, harmony and strife. Sing all the ungraspable, the descending, ascending signatures, and you sing the name of life. Call every one of you to the feast. Now I'm drooling along her ribs. I'm smacking my lips and tongue to better taste her mossy, nutty, buttery, acrid sweat. I know you more than I know, she says. My body, astonished, answers to your body without me telling it to. Inside her is the safest place to be. Inside her, with all those other mysteries, those looming immensities, God, time, death, childhood. Listen, she says. There's one more thing. Regarding the fires, there are two, left and right. They grow wiser in the same house. Up and down, the higher encases the lower, and the lower clings to the higher. Inner and outer, these two illuminations are 1,000 illuminations. But I'm thinking. My hands know things my eyes can't see. My eyes see things my hands can't hold. Listen, she says. Never let the fires go out. The paler, the hotter. But I'm thinking pale alcove. I'm thinking. My heart ripens with news the rest of me waits to hear. Are you listening? But I'm not listening. I'm thinking. A nest of eggs for my crown, please. And for my cushion, my weight in grapes. I'm thinking in one light, love might look like siege. In another light, rescue might look like danger. She says, the seeds of fire are ours to mother. The dust, the shavings, and all spare materials must be burned in both fires, the visible and the invisible. Even the nails burned in them, and the tools burned, and the oven dismantled and burned. Have you been hearing me? For 20,000 years, human groups have thrived by subtle and not so subtle mechanisms of expulsion, exclusion, rejection, elimination, and murder. Fractious multitudes made single by false transcendences of state and race. Unruly, disputatious, opining smithereens and fractions come together over a sacrificial corpse, a field of corpses, the earth covered with sacrifices. Rivalous fragments banded by irresistible want, legion united by unbounded appetite and fear, spawning new gods and false prophets every day. Repugnant little pleasure machines, mesmerized minions of the marketplace, sold desire, sold conflict by greedy advertisers, leaving love waxed and cold in your wake, famine, pestilence, and earthquakes in your wake, abomination, desolation, and tribulation your wake, violence your wake, one nation under the weapon, one human city under the banner of murder, one kalpa under the stumbling block, one world under the sign of the scapegoat, one species under the flag of the goat's head. Well, it's too late for flags. It's too late for presidents. It's too late for movie stars and the profit economy. It's too late for plutonomy and precariat. The war is on. If love doesn't prevail, who wants to live in this world? Are you listening? You thought my body was a tree in which lived a bird, but now can't you see flocks alive in this blazing foliage? Blue throngs, gold multitudes, and pale congregations, and each member flits from branch to living branch. Each is singing at different amplitudes and frequencies. Each is speaking secrets that will ripen into sentence, and their voices fan my fragrant smoldering, disclosing the indestructible body of law, ratifying ancient covenants, establishing new cities, and their notes time the budding of your own flowering. Die now, and climb up into this burning.